However, the reality is that Obama is weak. As I said, he's weak. Um, Putin has gone into the Ukraine, into Crimea. It's a declaration of war, and um, Obama has said again, of course, that it's a line in the sand and Russia must not cross it. But the fact of the matter is, there's been multiple lines in the sand which have been crossed with no consequences whatsoever. So Putin must sit there and laugh when Obama again is like um, threatening consequences, because these consequences are nothing. But he doesn't give consequences. That's the thing. Obama does not take on a big country unless you're some little brown kid in the Yamin or something attending a wedding. Obama won't take you on. Obama will only take on the little brown kid attending a wedding because he's a coward. And the fact of the matter is, there's also another thing I've noticed about Americans, about some Americans, is that they're opposing the war because it's not our problem. Well, the reality is it will become your problem eventually. See, I know that some liberal idiots think that Putin will stop after annexing Crimea. You know, like the Nazis stopped after violating the Anschluss with the annexation of Austria, or annexing Sudetenland, or annexing Hungary, or annexing the rest of what was then Czechoslovakia. Uh, hmm. I know that they have a completely warped, revisionist idea of history, um, but those of us who know and understand real history, not either Obama's weak threats against Russia or the um, propaganda of InfoWars and people, know that if we leave Russia to create Lebensraum in Ukraine, uh, they will carry on. Um, you see, what happens, it's what happened with Hitler, because he kept on being appeased by Chamberlain, he kept on progressing into country after country. And when Chamberlain eventually said that if Germany didn't get out of Poland, um, when they were when Germany invaded Poland on the 1st of September 1939, Hitler laughed it off. He didn't think it was real because, of course, the same thing had happened when Germany went into the Sudetenland, and I think the Crimea is going to be the modern-day version of the Sudetenland. When Germany went into the Sudetenland, which was part of what was then Czechoslovakia, which is now the Czech Republic and Slovakia after Václav Havel's Velvet Revolution, what actually happened is that Chamberlain had said then, well, okay, take the Sudetenland, but don't go any further than that. And Hitler was like, oh, well. And then he went into the rest of Czechoslovakia, what was then Czechoslovakia. And I feel what's going to happen, if this is allowed, if we allow this to happen and of course Chamberlain didn't actually do anything when Hitler invaded the rest of Czechoslovakia. It was right up until Poland when suddenly they realised, oh shit, we've got to do something. But by then it was too late because the Nazis had built up their power. They were weak in 1936, 1937. 1936 and 1937, we could have taken them, it would have been over quickly. But instead, we carried on appeasing them, and the Nazis carried on building up their power, and by the time war eventually commenced on 3rd of September 1939, after the 48 hours ultimatum order from Chamberlain, what actually ended up happening was that the Nazis were far stronger, and the war ended up going on, well, with Germany until Berlin was stormed by the Russians they'd betrayed on 29th and 30th of April 1945, with peace treaty being signed on the 8th of May. And obviously, of course, Japan was still going on war until the peace treaty was signed in 15th of August 1945, I think. I know that they've never actually technically signed a peace treaty with Russia, but anyway, essentially, the war, if Russia is not stopped now, they will carry on, it will set a precedent. They will carry on taking country after country after country, until eventually it will get to the point where they'll take Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, they'll take Romania, Bulgaria, Moldova, and they may eventually get really cocky because nobody will oppose them, and they might go storming into Poland to connect the corridor with Kaliningrad, Kingstown, Kaliningrad, which is part of Russia, right? It was originally Königsberg in Germany. We need to step up our plate now. We need to take action. Now is the time for change. Now is not the time for some sissy little appeasing Chamberlain sycophant like Barack Hussein Obama to sit there doing sweet fuck all. Now is the time for action. And the fact of the matter is, we are not going to do anything, and if we do something now, either Russia would back down because it would realise that somebody's standing up to it, or there would be a small little war in Crimea. If we don't do something now, Russia will expand, and the resulting World War III will be, like the last one, very long, very deadly, and very, very, very nuclear. And yet these nutcases who believe in negotiation don't seem to understand that. You see, as a British subject, okay, I live in Spain, but as a British subject, I come from a country which allowed a madman to colonise Europe, because we assumed every invasion would actually be the last one. And of course, we were wrong. And every single day in September 1940, we were proven wrong every single day and every single night. Indeed, the hospital in the town I come from originally, Kingston, was bombed 3 times, and it wasn't even part of London until 1965. Do we want that? Do we really, really, really want a long, prolonged World War III, or do we want a quick conflict in Crimea? But Obama is a coward. He is a fucking coward who will do nothing. He is Chamberlain resurrected. Putin must be stopped. Peace.